Hey, my name's Kurt Penner. I'm one of the guys at Jellybean AutoCrafters. Just thought we'd take some time today to introduce ourselves and a little bit of the things that we do. So as you can see, this is my place out here in Surrey, and did the little purple paint job on it for my wife a few years back to kind of keep her happy since I'm gone a lot and doing all kinds of stuff. This is our 65 Beaumont. It's a car that's been in the family since '94. And for those of you who know your Beaumonts, you'll know it's a Canadian car. It was never exported anywhere. The Sport Deluxe with the convertible top is pretty rare. It's one of about 450 cars ever made. Interesting story on this car. Back in '98 when we bought the house, I wanted to sell the car to increase the down payment on the house and put it up for sale. Guy came by to look at the car and basically insulted me with the price tag of it. And I got pretty upset. After he left, I went back in the house, and my wife saw the way I was reacting, and she said, under no circumstances are you ever going to sell that car. I refuse to live with you the rest of your life and hearing you whine. And very wise words from a wise woman, and the car is still with us today, and it's really been part of the family. Since that time, we've put over 100,000 miles on the car. It's been all over the States and back. It's been to Saskatchewan numerous times. It's my daily driver. As soon as the sun breaks, this is the car I drive every day. So I was hoping I could get to introduce you to Ewald as well, but he seems to have run out of gas, or who knows what he's up to. Should be here any minute. Oh, look, there he comes. Hey. Hey, that thing looks awesome, Ewald. How'd it run on the way over?
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Beautiful.
That's really
Runs
sweet,
perfect, man. It's a great car.
Yeah, no, I think headed in the right direction on that thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it came out nice, just perfect.
Oh, I got to see the motor in this thing. That thing sounded so good pulling up.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be really happy with this. It's sweet. Check that out, eh?
Oh yeah. How'd that run on the way over?
Perfectly, absolutely flawless.
Nice.
Nothing runs like a flathead, man.
Oh yeah.
Just got that perfect sound to it. As with so much of what we do, there's always a story behind the car. Somebody's either had the car when they were a kid and wanted to relive their childhood, or they have a car that they're building now and weren't able to finish it for various reasons. This one here, the client was downsizing, so we ended up buying it off of him, and we ended up building exactly what the client wanted. He had his wish list. We followed that true to the T, and this is what you see now. We still have an interior to finish up. Other than that, this car is done. Runs absolutely excellent. When the car is done, we're gonna give it back to the client for him to drive around, take his wife out for dinner, whatever he likes. He'll have a set of keys. He can come by and take it whenever he wants. And it'll be just one of those things that he can enjoy it. Even if he doesn't own it anymore, he can still enjoy the car as it is. Well,
it looks really good, Ewald. So what do you think? You gonna take me for a ride in this thing to the shop or what?
Well, I got enough gas, so let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure.
Okay, let's do it.
This is going to be awesome. I love road trips.
Wow.
Man, when you and I, when we went to Pebble Beach last year in the Camaro, top down the whole way, that was awesome.
Oh, that was a cool ride.
That was a great trip. The cars, they were awesome. And
this is another epic journey, isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh,
it's trips like this that I live for. I mean, I've got a really great wife who allows me to do this kind of stuff, and it is just, oh man. Here we are.
Oh, cool. That went quick.
That was quick, yeah.
It's amazing how fast time flies in these cars.
Well,
yeah, so we can make some good progress on this car.
It's looking good, man. Wow.
Yep. Hey, check this out. It's done.
Oh, excellent. You suicide the doors, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. That is really good.
Yeah, it turned out to be a ton of work. We had to reinforce the door frames and make everything a little bit thicker to get room for the hinges in there.
Some great detail work, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, once the door panel comes in, it's going to have a really cool sculptor detail in there as well to kind of accent where we had to build extra material out. Yeah. So it's actually be a nice detail in the interior as well.
Tell me a bit about that, because I know this car, we're building this for the NASCAR's program, which is where they take the kids, the at-risk youth in the downtown east side, and they take them and they build them up, when they're in their early teens, and they bring them up right into getting into a career. For example, there's one of the guys there, when he was 13, 14, he was heading the wrong way in life, and all of a sudden he got involved in this program, and here he is now. He's learned how to weld. He's now got a career ahead of him. He's doing great, and the whole neighborhood is now loving these kids that are in this program. So are we going to do something in this car here that is kind of pays homage to this whole program, or what's going to happen on the door?
Well, the car itself is going to be a black and white police cruiser. So it's going to have the white doors and the black body, just like your regular police cruiser, with a lot of the police badging and everything else on it. And the guys in the program are getting involved in it. Actually, the guy you're talking was one of the guys that did some of the welding in that door. So we sat him down and showed him how to use the welders and stuff. And yeah, he did a lot of the welding in the doors done by him.
Yeah, I love seeing the guys working on this car. It's just so cool. I remember when you and I were at that age, remember how we were kind of going off the wrong path, and all of a sudden, cars came in our life and we started working on them, and which brought other troubles, but it kept us focused, and here we are. We got a business that does this now, and we're able to give back and help these kids do it all over again. They're living a good life, and just this whole car represents them. They're artistic. They're just great people. And like with the grill, the way we've laid that back and stuff like that, just gives it a unique look. The grill itself on a 35 Ford is very flat up and down. It kind of looks stubby. So what we did is we tilted the bottom out by 4 inches, give you a bit more lean back. What happens then, the car gets a longer look. And then with that as well, the wheelbase itself is stretched out by 4 inches so the wheels still stay centered in the wheel wells and everything carries through. When this is done, it'll look like a 35 Ford, but it's always been that way. You won't be able to tell it's custom. We really want to make sure the car is always looking as if something that Henry Ford would have built at the time, and still paying homage to a modern day hot rod at the same time. So the grill really blends with the car as it's doing that.
Well, we were talking the other day too about the running boards, so we're not going to be able to use the stock running boards because what we've done with the wheelbase is made it bigger.
Yes, now they're actually longer now, the running boards.
Yeah, so the stock running boards won't fit anyway. So we're actually going to do a custom set of running boards that are going to pull in partly and give it a bit of a waistline in the middle of the car.
Great. We've done similar stuff before, and that just came out just perfect, eh?
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Okay, so the running board on this car right now is about 4 inches longer than the factory one. So what we're going to end up doing is starting off a little bit into the fender just to give it a more natural transition, and we're going to roll the running board, probably starting right around here, roll the running board in a little bit, and then come back in to meet the fender. So instead of just a straight line, it'll actually have a swoop in it. That'll be all formed in with the proper contours and everything. It just gives the car a lot more interest down the side of the car and makes it a lot more shapely. The other thing that you're going to see here too, check out the little vent on the front there.
Is this where we're putting the red and blue lights?
Yeah, we're going to actually make it come up straight on an angle instead of just tilting up. It's actually going to lift up on a little cylinder, and there's going to be red and blue strobe lights in there just like the police cars, so when they're flashing their lights, they're going to be in there. The taillights are going to be flashing. We're actually doing a custom set of taillights. They're going to flash on the back end of it, and there'll be lights in behind the grill. So when we bring it out to an event, a parade, a show, or whatever, it'll be pretty clear that this is part of the Vancouver Police Department program. And yeah, when the guys from the NASCAR's program are around, they'll be able to show what they've all done and be a pretty active part in the display of it, and hopefully keep the next generation of young people headed in the right direction as well.
Every detail on the car that we're doing here is to help the kids, one, to get to know us a bit more as mentors, other mentors that are in the program as well. And we're not able to just share what we do here, but we're able to share our life with them. So when they see us acting in a certain way, reacting different ways to different situations that come up, we can be a role model for them. And the program is just a real success due to not just us, but like many people that support this program. It's a really neat thing to see them go. I'm looking forward to seeing this car finish, Kurt. What are we, like a week away? Or is it?
Probably a week and a half.
Yeah, excellent.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, then you better get to work. I got to go.
That's true.
Kurt, I love these road trips. They're awesome, especially in this thing here. This is a cool car. We've chopped this top by 8 inches. Kind of the pinnacle of hot rodding with the stacks there, the dual fours and stuff. It's awesome. Could be a bit smoother ride.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's no real destination to this trip. It's just, wherever the road leads. It's really, really cool. And
that's
I
true.
love that about this.
Yeah, if the car actually ran, it would be much better.
Oh, it's going to run. It's going to run.
Yeah. But you're going to put gas in it?
Yeah, bring that up again.
Well, I mean, can I stop shaking now?
Yeah.
I think they figured it out by now.
I think you took the fun out of it, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fine. Man, I tell you, we got to get back onto this car.
That's a great car.
Yeah.
I love everything about this thing, man.
You know what we need?
What's that?
We need for the BCHRA to do another live display at a show.
Those were cool. Those were cool. Yeah. Remember the first time it was pouring rain, and here we are, setting up our tools, big tent, chopped the top of this thing here, about 150 people watching all at the same time. Took 8 inches out of it right about there. That was cool.
Oh, that was a great day.
No doubt. At the end of the day, the car looked completely different. It had the wood spoke wheels when it came in. At the end, it looked like a rolling hot rod.
Yeah. Well, the part that I thought was really cool too is the one the year after at the Langley Cruise-In when we did the frame for it, and we ended up having to pull an all-nighter because some of the things that we had figured out didn't quite work out originally.
Those were good donuts.
They were good donuts.
They were good donuts, yeah.
They were.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I don't think I've ever drank that much coffee in my life before.
Oh yeah, nothing like pulling an all-nighter and then doing a live display in front of hundreds of people when you're putting a frame together though.
Do you remember that when we were putting the frame together, we had the compressor, we had the welders, all that kind of stuff set up right in the middle of the parking lot. And meanwhile, there's all these guys watching, like 150, 200 people watching all at the same time. And here we are welding, grinding, cutting, and guys are finishing off the roof panel on it. And at the end of the day, we were able to put the body back on the frame and actually get this look out of it all in one day.
Yeah.
And that was progress.
That was the
really
first time
cool.
we actually saw the car sitting in its proper ride height and
right.
everything the way it should be.
What I love is, you know, when you and I think, we think together and we'll sketch it out, but when you see it actually coming together, it's just such a beautiful piece. And you start looking at it, you think, okay, now I can do that yet. And you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, what was it, 6 hours on a steering bracket?
We're not going to talk about that today. But I will tell you.
Let's just build a rat rod. I seem to remember somebody said that, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember that. There's a plan, then there's what we actually do.
Oh, the jelly beaning it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The side steer came out of that, wasn't it? Wasn't it that night when I spent the evening just designing this bracket that should have taken 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And I spent all evening designing this phenomenal bracket.
Yeah.
But look what happened.
Now, it looks
when I
great
turn the
now.
steering wheel, your side steer goes back and forth, which then turns the wheels.
Yep.
That was worthwhile. That
It
was really
was.
cool.
Now you can actually get your big, what, size 18 feet or whatever those things have.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. Get them in the car.
Absolutely.
Now we just got to do something about the width of that seat.
Yeah, there was this one. You can fit it easier.
That's true, yeah.
Exactly. We've had a 6'8" guy in this car, and he still fits.
That's true, he does.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, speaking of work, I guess it's time to get back on it, isn't it?
It is time to get back to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because you know what happens if we don't go right now? That thing stays where it is.
one day, Kurt. One day.
Oh, it's got to happen for
It's
sure.
gonna happen.